Injustice will not go unanswered. We must seek justice for actress Monique. She is suing Netflix for race and gender discrimination. The lawsuit claims Monique was given a lowball offer that was only a fraction of what Netflix paid other comedians. Right. How dare they offer her only $500,000 when they offered Dave Chappelle, a prominent white... Oh, wait, Dave Chappelle's not white. Okay, scratch the race thing off of here. We'll just call it gender discrimination. How dare they pay Monique $500,000 when Amy Schumer was given Oh, wait, Amy Schumer's a woman, too. What's the complaint about? I'll tell you what's really going on here, at least in my opinion. Monique is not Seinfeld. Monique is not Dave Chappelle. Monique is not Amy Schumer. Monique is Monique. And Monique is pretty cool. That's fine. But she's suing now over discrimination because her brand isn't as valuable as Dave Chappelle. I kid you not. Dave Chappelle got $60 million because he's Dave Chappelle, possibly the greatest comedian of our generation. And I really do mean that. But he's up there. There's a handful of people for a variety of reasons. But Dave Chappelle, man, is a legend. He is a legend, and he is a hero. He has pushed back on the authoritarian insanity. He has spoken truth to power. And I really do mean that. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but when he appeared on the red carpet and he mocked the apologies, they asked him about being offensive, and he goes, yada, 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 everything I'm supposed to say, and they made a fart noise. And I'm like, thank you, Dave Chappelle, for standing up to the moral authoritarians. It is needed by someone like you who is prominent, respected, talented, funny. He's a great dude. He's a great dude. He seems like a good dude in person, but he's career-wise epic. Why should Monique be getting anywhere near what he gets? Like, how many people have talked in the past few years about the great comedy of Monique? Like some, you know, she like I'm saying, like, yeah, she's cool, like she's prominent, she's good at what she does. But come on, man. Just because you're not a legend like Seinfeld is, doesn't just because you're a comedian doesn't mean you're worthy of the same amount of money as Seinfeld. Or even Amy Schumer. Now, I will stop there for a second. And I'll be honest. Monique deserves a lot more money than Amy Schumer. And I mean that literally. While I'm very critical of Monique over this lawsuit because I think it's stupid, Amy Schumer should not have been given any money for her special. But let's read this story and see exactly what she's talking about. They say the suit was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, accusing Netflix of giving a biased, discriminatory offer to Monique for a 1-hour comedy special around November 2017. The 39-page filing, Monique calls out everyone from the top executives of the Netflix management team to highlighting the gender wage gap and lack of diversity in Hollywood. Yeah, but come on, man. Dave Chappelle was one of the top people they hired for a special. Didn't they do one with Kevin Hart, too? Let's read. Despite Monique's extensive resume and documented history of comedic success, when Netflix presented her with an offer of employment for an exclusive stand-up comedy special, Netflix made a lowball offer that was only a fraction of what Netflix paid other non-black female comedians, according to the lawsuit, which seeks unspecified damages and was filed on her behalf by attorneys at the DeRobertis law firm, APC, and Schimmel and Parks, APLC. The comedian was offered $500,000 as a talent fee, an offer the lawsuit claims was significantly less than those offered to men and white women for the same type of stand-up original specials. When the talent was not a black woman, Netflix offered to pay, and did pay, astronomically more than it pays to black women like it offered to Monique. In a statement posted to Instagram, Monique Thursday said she had a choice to make. I could accept what I felt was pay discrimination, or I could stand up for those who came before me and those who will come after me. I chose to stand up. Let's stop for a second. If I own a business, can I claim you discriminated against my business because my business is a thing? No, you can't. Monique is a brand. Just because your brand is not powerful enough to warrant this money doesn't mean they're racist. And the proof is Dave Chappelle. They certainly paid Dave Chappelle a lot more money than other people, more than a white person, Amy Schumer. You can say it's about women. Amy Schumer got paid a lot more than you did. It's about brand. This is the weirdest thing. Celebrities are brands. It's what you do. You sell something. Do you have the talent to sell your brand? I have to imagine Monique isn't acting as a sole proprietor, going to Netflix and being like, it's all going to go under my social security number. I would imagine she's going there and saying, you will pay my LLC, Monique Incorporated. So is it corporate discrimination? Like, what if your company had two comedians and I said, we will pay your company X? Let's read on. She says she chose to stand up. Netflix disputes the claims and has vowed to challenge the suit. We care deeply about inclusion, equity, and diversity and take any accusations of discrimination very seriously, a Netflix spokesperson told NBC News on Thursday. We believe our opening offer to Monique was fair, which is why we will be fighting this lawsuit. Can I just stop and ask a question? Was that the first offer? Did they lowball her and she walked away off the first offer? I'll tell you what. You want to know how I work? I don't negotiate. I do not negotiate, period. I don't play that. You come to me and you offer me something, I'm going to say, here's what I want. And when you say no, I'll say the same thing again. You know what I want. Are we done here? Okay. However, I understand how the business works. And if someone came to me and said, Tim, we want you to host a comedy special for $500,000, you know what I would say to that? My first response would be like, yes, please, I'll take $500,000. I don't think I'm that funny, but sure, I'll give it a shot. Man, $500,000? Wow. Buy a house? I don't know, man. Buy a new car or invest it. Start a company. That's probably the better thing to do. Invest it, grow that investment. She's mad about it? Okay, but let's be real. If someone came to me and offered me $500,000 for some kind of news-related thing, I'd say, I want $1 million. And when they say, how about $750,000? I'd say, I want $1 million. And if they said $775,000, you're not hearing me. I told you. Call me when you're serious. And if you can't offer what I'm asking for, I appreciate your time. I hope you succeed in your endeavors. Have a nice day. Now, let's be real. Nobody's offering me $1 million. However, Subverse did raise $1 million thanks to all you beautiful, beautiful people who invested and are helping us launch this news venture. Point is, if someone did offer me that money, I'd probably just be like, all right. Why do you think you deserve something? If you think you deserve more than $500,000, why wasn't her first response, you paid Jerry Seinfeld $100 million, you paid Dave Chappelle $60, Chris Rock got $40, and Amy Schumer got $11. Why can't you offer me that? Now, I'll admit, if those are the initial offers, yeah, Monique got lowballed pretty hard. But let's be real. Monique is nowhere near as famous as any of these people. In fact, on Reddit, which tends to be a very lefty place, someone brought up an interesting point. Let me read this quote for you. It says, quote, thus, Netflix reportedly offered or paid Rock, Chappelle, DeGeneres, and Gervais 40 times more per show than it offered Monique. And it offered Schumer 26 times more per show than Monique. The lawsuit said, in short, Netflix's offer to Monique perpetuates the drastic wage gap forced upon black women in America's workforce. On Reddit, the top comment on this story said, I'd be willing to bet that Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Ellen DeGeneres, and Ricky Gervais are in fact 40 times more notable than Monique, in which case that brand power is going to sell Netflix subscriptions. Why would Netflix hire somebody? Is it because they want to hear your jolly good jokes? Sort of, but for the most part, it's so that Netflix can run an ad campaign saying, hey, you know that guy you really, really like, Dave Chappelle, Jerry Seinfeld? We got him. If they came out and said, you know that comedian you really like, Monique? How many people, is it going to be nearly as big as Dave Chappelle? No, let's be honest. I think Monique is very talented. She's successful and famous, but she's not Dave Chappelle, okay? Let me tell you something. I think I'm talented, and I'm also well-known, but I am a fraction of the value of Monique. Should I complain now that Netflix isn't offering me money to do a comedy special? How dare they? Perhaps you're just not as funny, not as famous, or you don't have the brand power. Could you imagine if I, sued a news company, they refused to pay me the $10 million they paid Anderson Cooper, and it's because I'm mixed race? I'd be like, no, it's because Anderson Cooper is really famous. The lawsuit claimed that Netflix lacked diversity in its leadership and reportedly turned a blind eye or did not act quickly enough when a senior executive and an actor in a series used racist language. Okay, now come on, this has nothing to do with you being offered money. Now they're complaining about Kevin Spacey. Dude, she complains that Kevin Spacey, where does it say this? They say that Netflix reportedly allowed actor Kevin Spacey to repeatedly make racist remarks, including the N-word, while he worked on his series House of Cards. I think we all know how things turned out for Kevin Spacey, and in short, not well. So I don't think you should be trying to use Kevin Spacey in defense of you, to defend yourself. Netflix letting him do things. They got rid of him. The show bombed, and nobody likes Kevin Spacey. So no, right? They say it also claims that Chief Communications Officer Jonathan Friedland used the N-word in a meeting. Multiple employees reportedly complained, according to the lawsuit, which led to Friedland apologizing. Later, Friedland reportedly met with Black Human Resources employees and used the N-word again. Okay, no. Full stop. This is a guy who was explaining to staff that the N-word was offensive and not to say it. Yes, that's the story. An executive was in a meeting saying, here are the words that are offensive you can't say, and he said it. Oh, heavens. They complained about it. So when he went to HR and he was talking to them, he said, I was explaining to them words that were offensive and included the N-word. But he said it, and they were like, you said it again. And he had to I think they fired him, right? I can't remember. They said he didn't apologize. Apologize for what? Explaining why a word is offensive? And now it comes crawling back. Do not bend to these lunatics. Otherwise, you know what? You deserve what you get. Netflix deserves all of this. You know what? I hope Monique wins. I hope Monique wins $500,000. I'm sorry, $500 million. She's offered $500 million. I hope Netflix is forced to pay out $500 million in the biggest settlement because they deserve it. Over what they did to that executive, when you bend the knee, you get what's coming, okay? You're gonna get people trampling all over you, and now they are using this against you because you fired a dude for explaining why a word was offensive. You reap what you sow. Congratulations. You know what? Good. I hope Monique wins. I think the lawsuit's silly. Let's be honest. I think it's ridiculous. I think she was lowballed for sure. She definitely deserves way more money. She's definitely talented and famous. Absolutely. But why, if you're gonna sue over this? If someone doesn't want to hire you, sorry, too bad. Go work somewhere else. What's the real complaint here? Anyway, I'll leave it there. Stick around. I got one more segment coming up for you in a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.